In this video, we will show you how to construct the add 9 chords and use them in chord progressions. You just heard a C add 9 chord. The add 9 chords are written in notation with the chord letter followed by lowercase a, d, d, and then the number 9. The chord you heard is a C minor add 9. The notation is the same as the add 9, but we include a small m after the letter name. How do we construct add 9 chords? Chords are created by using notes from a scale. The major and minor chords are created with 3 notes from the major scale. This is why you may hear them referred to as triads. If we take these triads and add a 9th note from the major scale, then we create an add 9 chord. You may be thinking that there are only 7 notes in the major scale, so where does this 9th note come from? Let's clarify this with an example. The C major scale has the following notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. If we continue the scale after the 7th note B, then we simply repeat the notes again. This second set of notes is an octave higher than the first set of notes. So if we assign a number to each note, you can see that although the letter names repeat, the numbers continue to rise to indicate this higher pitch. That means that our 9th note is a D note, exactly the same as the second note, but it is an octave higher, so we add 7 and it becomes a 9th. If you would like further help with these concepts, then check out our intervals video in the description below. Now that we understand the numbering system, let's construct some chords. To construct the C major triad, we take the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes from the major scale, which gives us C, E, and G. The C minor triad drops the 3rd note by half a step or a semitone to give us C, E flat, and G. As we discussed earlier, the 9th note is D. Therefore, to create add 9 chords, we simply add this 9th note to one of the triads. So C add 9 has the notes C, E, G, and D. And C minor add 9 has the notes C, E flat, G, and D. It is important to know that these are not major 9th, dominant 9th, or minor 9th chords. Add 9s are missing the 7th or flat 7th note that those 9th chords have. This is the only difference, but it does impact the sound of the chord. If you'd like to better understand these other 9th chords, then there are links in the description below to help you. Let's have a listen to C major, C add 9, C minor, and C minor add 9 played after one another to appreciate the difference. Add 9 chords can add a feeling of strength to a chord sequence, introducing an interesting colour to the major sound. Minor add 9s can act as an intensifier because they make the minor chord feel even more tragic and sad. Add 9 chords are more popular on the guitar than their standard 9th cousins because they are easier to play. Their sound is also better suited to distorted guitars than the full 9th chords. How can we use the add 9 chords? You can turn any major or minor triad into an add 9. Generally, add 9 chords will feature as any chord in a major key except for chord 3. In a minor key, this would be chord 5. This is because these chords introduce a note from outside of the key, which can create unwanted dissonance or conflict. This does not mean that you should not use these chords. The best approach is to experiment with them in your song or chord progression and see what you think. As always in songwriting, trust your ear as to what sounds good or bad. Your opinion is the one that counts. Let's start by using a basic 1 to 4 chord change in C major and alternating standard triads with add 9 chords. If you want to transform your songwriting, then use the ultimate musical sketchpad, HookPad. We use HookPad to show you chord progressions and melodies in our videos, because it is easy to use and intuitive. Click the link in the description below and see what HookPad can do for your music. We can also make all of the chords add nines. Here is a descending progression using all major chords. Here we take a more classic progression and make all the minor and major triads add nines. Add nine chords are often used in progressions that are linked by common tones. For guitar players, this makes their lives easier by keeping the note in question held throughout. This can involve the use of a variety of chord types to maintain the common tone. In this example, we will complement the flat 7 add 9 with sus2 and minor 7th chords. If you want help with these chord types, there are links in the description below. The common note here is the 9th in B flat add 9, which is C. Here is a progression linked by the G note. And here is one linked by the D note. Note the use of the G dominant 7th here. Let's explore the intense sad feeling of the minor add 9 chord by looking at a couple of examples in the key of A minor. The key element in the add 9 chords is the 9th note. Click the video on screen now to better understand intervals, which will explore the distances between all notes, including the 9th. With practice, you will be able to recognize a 9th interval anywhere in music without having to think about it.